rather have faced the Dallas Mavericks. Let's be real. They got the Dallas Mavericks last year without Porzingis, and we'll see what Porzingis brings if he can stay healthy, because we know Luka's going to get Luka's numbers. But, Skip, they did what they did. You saw what they did. We know, everybody knows what they did. It's hard for me to believe that Kawhi and Paul George couldn't go to T. Lue and say, T. Lue, we need some rhythm. We need timing. We need to be hitting on all cylinders going to the playoffs. And T. Lue say, nah, we good. Because Skip Bayless and everybody told me the reason last year why they succumbed to being in the bubble, they didn't play enough together. They had this stat. When Pat Bell, Paul George, and Kawhi play together, they're unbeatable until everybody started beating the brakes off them. And they told me, Kawhi is load managing. How many 20-point games Kawhi had in the last 10, 15 games, Skip? Not many.
I think it's 1 in 20.
What?
Yeah, they got no chance now.
What about Paul?
They're dead in the water.
What about playoff P? How he looking? Oh, so it would have become clear to me that considering what Kawhi had been doing over the last 20 games, seemed like he needed to play to me. That would have seemed like to me with my eyes. Paul George, we already know what Paul PG is. I'm waiting to see in the playoffs.
Pandemic P, right?
Yeah, you saw it. Way off P, whatever you want to call him, Skip Bayless backboard P, because you know he's known to hit the side of the backboard. And they complain about everything. But that's okay. Sometimes a man can make his destiny on the very road he took to avoid it.
Grandmother, grandfather.
Your day coming, Skip Bayless.
One of them said it.
I told you. Your day
Maybe it was Confucius who said that. Maybe it was Gandhi. I don't remember.
Your day is coming. You tried to avoid us, but destiny, you know what destiny is? It's by Skip, the unavoidable.
So I want you on record. You are declaring right here, right now, live on national TV,
we're gonna beat the brakes off you.
The Clippers tank to avoid the Lakers in the first round. Is that what you're saying?
Tank. Yes, they did, and you know they did.
This is the biggest bunch of hocus pocus, phony baloney I have ever heard in all my years covering the NBA, dating back to the years I covered the Lakers for the LA Times here in Los Angeles in the middle 1970s.
Yeah, you didn't cover
I've never heard anything like this before. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard played plenty of games together. They are winding down and gearing up for the playoffs, and it was strictly about saving them from themselves. They have both been fragile. I'll be the first to admit it. And for the last two games against bad teams, you don't want the worst thing to happen, which is one of those two comes up gimpy going into the first round of the playoffs.
Have you seen Kawhi against good teams? Have you seen him?
You're about to see him against good teams for the next 2 months. And he will outlast your team, because I'm just hoping against hope that he gets your team in the conference finals.
I want that so
because
bad.
they are going to beat the brakes off, the stuffing out of, the you-know-what out of your team in the conference finals.
You look real big, Skip.
I badly wanted your team in the first round because obviously if you're quote-unquote afraid of the Lakers, ankle and company, if you're really afraid of them, you want them early, you don't want them late.
Exactly.
You want them in the first round, and you do not try to tank out of their way in the last two games.
Skip.
You do everything in your power to get them in the first round, to meet them head on at 100 miles an hour in round number one. That's the only way to deal with the team you're afraid of.
Let me tell you what, Skip. This is what you were hoping. You're hoping someone else can do what you can't do. So this big notion, and let me explain this to the people at home. Everybody say to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Nah, hell no, I don't. If I can beat the man that's 10 times removed from the man, I'll take that. I just want to be the champ.
Okay. So here's what happens in the first game, which was on Friday night at Rockets. Rockets are a bad team. They almost beat your team at home the other night without ankle. But what are you going to do? Yeah, they almost beat them. It came down to the wire with these Rockets. But all that mattered in this game on Friday night at Houston was that a guy named Serge Ibaka came back. He actually came back from the quote-unquote basketball dead. I didn't even think he was going to show his face. After missing 30 games, he came in and he played a grand total of 17 minutes against the Rockets and had 15.7 rebounds and 4 assists. And I said, welcome back, Serge. Now, look at the three-headed monster. Serge, Big Zoo, he used to be a Laker, and another former Laker, DeMarcus Cousins, all three of them. We got a 300-headed post monster coming after you. What will these three do to the big penguin? They'll turn him into a little waddling penguin.
No.
He'll play like he's 6 feet 2 inches tall.
And we still got Gasol. You see Gasol coming in and be passing that ball, be dishing that
the
thing
guy
out.
that you've been all over all year. You've got no use for him, and suddenly you like him? Really?
Because Big Drum put that pressure on him. Made him play above. Yeah. And see, we've been resting Big Trez. We've been resting Trez.
And the other thing that happened on Friday night at Houston, this little man who's not much more than 6 feet tall named Rondo. Playoff Rondo emerged at Houston against the Rockets and had 13 assists in this game. And I said, thank you. Welcome to Clipperville, because L.A. is about to be Clipperville because we have Rondo and you don't have Rondo. We have a quarterback who's going to save us in key, crucial playoff games, and you do not. Your unsung MVP in the bubble was playoff Rondo.
You see what you just did, Skip? You heaping praise on Rondo for getting 13 assists against the Rockets, yet you criticize LeBron James for playing the Skeletons.
No.
Now I'm trying to figure the difference.
Okay.
So where's James Harden? Where's Eric Gordon? Where's Chris Paul? Where's Elijah Warren for the Rockets? They're not there. But you just hyped Rondo for beating the Rockets, the duds. Excuse me. When have they lifted off?
And by the way, our 11th man, Luke Kennard, he scored 23 in that game. And I'm like, thank you, because we'll need a few of those buckets in crucial moments, in second halves, in big playoff games. Thank you very much.
Empty calories. When is that last time you saw Luke Kennard signing when they really needed it? Empty calories.
So I want to understand here, at Oklahoma City, they tanked against the Thunder by what? So they sat the whole team down before the game and they said, look, try to miss shots because we are tanking. You don't think that would get out in this day and age? You don't think one disgruntled Clipper at some point would say, we were told to miss shots in this game?
No. How about, Marcus Morris, Kawhi, Paul George, all you guys are not playing. That's how you tank, Skip Bayless. You know how you tank.
So the Clippers on Sunday night at Oklahoma City had 8 guys in double figures. Is that good? That's pretty great. And Terrence Mann, who's emerged as a force coming off the bench for this team, he had 19 in that game. Is that tanking to you?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Which one of those guys in double figure was named was Kawhi Leonard or Marcus Morris?
Well, I told you they're going to rest. They're going to save.
George.
So ankle tweaks his ankle because he's out there showboating and doing whipped cream with cherry on top, 360 spins on layups. What are you doing?
That's his move.
Oh, that's his move. Okay,
you know that. Everybody knows that.
Lord have mercy. So do you think that the memo reached a kid named Alexei Pokachevsky? He's from Serbia, and he's 19, and he looks like he's 12 years old if we could see a picture of him. This kid, that guy, Ernestine's sitting with me. We're watching the game. She said, he's in the NBA? How did he get in the NBA?
Yeah.
He should be playing the YMCA, right?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, he's in church league. And they went and got him in a church league, and they just brought him in to play the game.
Okay.
Would you believe he's 7 feet tall, and he made 6 of 9 threes, including a step back with 48 seconds left to put the home team ahead? Did he get the memo that the Clippers are tanking?
No,
who would know that Pokachevsky is going to make 6 of 9 threes at 12 years of age? He's 12 years old. He's playing the NBA.
You see what you did there? You see what you tried to do there? Now, you know good and well the opposing team is going to play as hard as they possibly can. I'm not talking about anybody else tanking but your team. Let's not make this about OKC. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. I'm talking about, so in other words, you had 8 guys that was injured. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you Paul George and Kawhi. So you had 6 other guys that were injured.
No, they're just protecting.
Okay, thank you.
Because we're ready. We're ready. We're whole. We are completely whole. We got Surge back. I didn't think we'd have Surge back.
That's what happened, Skip. Remember the NBA? That's what they used to do. They used to tank, right? Teams were healthy.
For draft picks?
Yes!
Oh, okay.
So, but you did this for positioning. You didn't want to see Goat James, or you didn't want to see the Blazers. And so while everybody's focused on, the play-in, Golden State's the 8, LeBron might be the 7, play in, you forgot to look to your left and see a team in L.A. tanking. They're supposed to be Hollywood. Where's Kawhi with the drop top? With the Kings crowd in his rear view? Where PG up there to talk about he playoff P?
You're going to see that commercial more than you like when the Clippers are playing in the finals.
It's outdated.
It will run every other commercial from the great shoe company New Balance. What do you call them? Orthopedics?
Yeah, the orthopedics. You know what time it is.
You're going to see those Kawhis. You're going to see Kawhi playing the piano. You're going to see all of it. in the finals when they're playing and beating the Nets.
All I remember is that the introduction press conference, Steve Ballmer came in there like a drum major, boom, 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 boom. And then and Doc Rivers had up 2-1-3. The 2-1-3. The 2-1-3 is here.
Yep.
I'm here to win a championship. Paul George talking about, oh, it's playoff for buzz. Now he's singing a different tune. Well, if we don't make it, hey, we only been together for a year. Nah, bruh. Don't bump your gums now. Stand on what you stood on before. It's championship or bust. You talk about you playoff P. Well, I want to see it.
Well, you're about to. And I will be the first to admit I did fear Portland in the first game.
I know
They're
you
the
did.
hottest team in the league.
I know you did.
And somehow they tied with Dallas in record. They actually beat Dallas 2 out of 3 games. And Dallas gets the seed because Dallas won the Southwest Division? I didn't even know there was a Southwest Division.
I don't know anything about division.
Have we ever referred to the Southwest Division on this show in its history?
The divisions in basketball don't mean anything.
I forgot there was a division, but because they won it, they get the edge.
Right.
So now the Clippers get to play Dallas instead of Portland.
Right.
And Portland's won 10 out of 12. They should have won the game on, was it